Today I am going to show you how to review responses once a sourcing event has ended. So today we're looking at a sourcing event that went out about dice, and as you can see there are the normal tabs that we'll see here. As soon as the event is ended, you'll see your normal tabs, and then you'll also see a response tab. So if you go to the responses tab, this is where you're going to see how many of your suppliers responded, and the system is actually going to be able to calculate some things for you if you have put in a base price. So our buyer who created this put in a base price of $23,000, and then you can see from her bids, this is the price her suppliers gave her, and then as you can see, Coupa actually calculated the savings for each supplier. So this is always a great place to start when you're trying to evaluate RFQs or RFPs in Coupa. As you can see, I immediately know that this particular supplier here, the last one, GPI, won the bid because they have the lowest bid price and they have the highest savings. But did they really win the bid? So while this is a very nice summary, I would not wholeheartedly rely on only this to make an award and decide who has kind of provided the best information. So there's a couple different ways you can actually pull the information out of Coupa to look at it. You can do it by supplier, which basically means once you copy this, once you click on the supplier's name, it's going to show you all of their information, right? So this had a questionnaire on it, so you can see all the supplier responses. You could look through here and decide if this meets your requirements. They attached some dice colors here for your review, and as you can see, you now have access to the individual price. I can actually click on this as well and see all of the details that they added to the dice itself. So you can see they added some information here, 60-day lead time, how big the dice was, their part number, that kind of thing is included in here. Not all suppliers have to do this, but this one did, so great for them. That's one way that you can review the information one at a time to see if it actually meets your requirements. You can also do a couple of different things when it comes to the export button here. So if I export responses, the system is actually going to export me an Excel spreadsheet. And as you can see, the spreadsheet has just a huge amount of information on it. It actually pulls all the information from my sourcing event by supplier. So I can now see them right next to each other. And as you can see, Avalon included a little bit more information in their item detail than GPI or Midwest. So I can immediately tell that they meet or don't meet my specifications. I can't necessarily tell if GPI or Midwest does. So as you can see, I may be awarding based on price to someone who may or may not meet my item specifications. So just keep that in mind. And then there are different tabs here. So item savings, this tab actually breaks down by supplier. As long as you have a base price, it actually breaks down by supplier the percentage of savings and the dollar savings. And then the forms is where you can get answers to all of your questionnaires. So as you can see, I can immediately go through and see my question all the way over here to the left, and I can see that here are the answers I received from my suppliers. So in this case, this is how based on kind of the information I'm requiring from people, this is how I can actually get to the details of my bid to make sure that it meets all of my requirements. Okay, and they could all meet my requirements, only some of them can meet my requirements, but this is definitely a way to kind of see those results side by side. So this is one way that you can do this. Now there's another export feature here for attachments. So in your response, if in your event, if you required the supplier to attach something or give you details, there are ways to actually get the details out of the system. Now, these are all going to be separate folders because of the size of some of the documents, but this is a way you can actually go through individually and see exactly what they provided for you in your bid, and that way you can also, it looks like Midwest didn't do one, so the folder's empty. That does happen. But this is also a way where you get information from your suppliers through this RFQ, RFP, RFI, and that is how you review all the information from those multiple sources to decide which one of your suppliers meets your standards and your needs the best, as well as which one is going to save you the most money, and then make the best decision from there. Because as we all know, there are a lot of things that mean and go towards a supplier being great and providing awesome service, and it's not always just about price. So that is a way you can kind of look through all of that information side by side and make the best decision for your property and for the company in terms of awarding the business to your suppliers. Thank you, and hopefully this was helpful.